What if I told you that one of the worst offenses in the NBA has suddenly turned around and become one of the best teams in the entire league? What if I told you this team has won 13 of their last 15 games, including crucial wins over teams like the 76ers, the Hawks, and the Cavaliers? All of this being done on a relatively similar roster and one forgotten star player. Last year's Toronto Raptors squad was a bit concerning. It was their third straight year of missing out on the playoffs, back-to-back years of one of the worst offenses in the league with a below-average defense. There may have been some concern over Scottie Barnes and RJ Barrett, two non-great floor spacers on the second worst three-point shooting team in the NBA. Just one season, every single thing changed. With Scottie Barnes, RJ Barrett, and now a healthy Brandon Ingram, the Toronto Raptors look completely different. Their bottom 5 offense is now top 10, their below average defense is now top 5. They've opened up the floor, becoming an average level shooting team, and convincingly have been winning their games with the 4th best net rating in the entire NBA. What do you call a hot streak that lasts the entire season? Because the Toronto Raptors might just need that answer. In the last 15, Toronto has had the 2nd best win percentage in the league, and that's been led by multiple factors both offensively and defensively, but I have to give credit to head coach Darko Rajaković. Darko, aka the Serbian Ted Lasso, is probably one of the most effective coaches in the NBA today. From a personality standpoint, there really aren't a lot of guys in the league that have this level of personality, level of excitement, and love for his players. And this has had impact on the court as well. Just in watching these Toronto teams, you can see that they have chemistry in their cutting, in their ball movement, their handoffs, their defense. No matter who you put out there, these 5 guys are going to play well together. This has led to Toronto having the 2nd best bench in the entire NBA with a little bit of a lead on everybody else. And even with that, Toronto's become an elite passing team with the 2nd best assist to turnover ratio in the entire league. A big part of Toronto's offense is that they've actually been isolating less and cutting off ball more. This has led to the team getting to the free throw line 27% more than last season. Beyond that, Toronto is shooting the ball better. They've cut down on their mid-range shots. They've become a better three-point team. They've become one of the best transition teams in the league, leading to the 5th best true shooting percentage in the entire NBA. When you add in one of the better coaches in the NBA this year, somebody who's probably going to be in coach of the year conversations, this is when you talk about the Raptors having a recipe for sustained success, not just a hot streak. And diving into this roster, it's clear how each player brings their own identity and skill set to the team. Scottie Barnes has been the centerpiece of the Raptors, and just in watching him, Barnes might be having the best year of his career. He's averaging just under 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. However, he's taken a huge leap in his efficiency. He's shooting career best 51% from the field, 40% from 3, and 86% from the free throw line. This has been a huge help to Toronto's spacing, but on top of the spacing improvement, I also really think that Barnes has become underrated as a playmaker. I think he is way better than what his 5 assists per game will tell you. However, he is also assisting at a much lower turnover rate compared to years past. And at Scottie Barnes, of course, he is one of the best transition players in the league, and he is a key leader on this team. But that's not even the best part of Barnes' game, as he has become an even better defender. Barnes has always been a good, versatile defender, but I never expected him to do what he is doing this year. Between his strength, his size, and athleticism, he's practically been able to guard any position, but now the Raptors are playing over 20% of his time at the center position. Offensively, this gives them spacing and speed, while adding switchability and flexibility on defense. Just looking at some of his defensive stats, his defensive box plus minus has more than doubled from the year prior and is by far and away a career high. He is currently 3rd in the entire NBA for combined steals and blocks, and at the very least, I think we're looking at Scottie Barnes being an all-star, which would be his 2nd appearance, and I think he should be in conversations for the all-NBA teams. And if he keeps this up and he keeps on being a good on-ball defender as well, and if Victor Wembanyama doesn't hit that 65 game mark, I would not be surprised to see Scottie Barnes earning votes for Defensive Player of the Year. And if Scottie Barnes sets the tone for the team, if he's the leader and if he's their defensive identity, then it's Brandon Ingram that gives them offensive reliability and big-time shot creation. Ingram is doing something he's done his entire career, and that is give his team 20 points per game, as much as a well-needed isolation bucket scoring ability. He has been elite from mid-range. He ranks second in total mid-ranges made in the entire NBA, and amongst the top players, he is the most efficient in that group. Despite the Raptors as a team not taking a lot of mid-range shots, it's Ingram that gives them the option and the versatility in their offense, and as we just saw against the Pacers, he gives them that clutch, big-time shot making. The one mark on Brandon Ingram so far has been his three-point shooting. He's never been a great three-point shooter, but his current 31% rate from three is just not great compared to years past. However, I do have a bit of hope in Brandon Ingram. In his last 6 games, he's making over 2 threes per game and is shooting a very, very good rate of 42%, so maybe this could be a sign for him to grow as the year goes on. Even if he just reaches average levels from 3, that is another element to this Raptors offense. Brandon Ingram gives them that stability in the half court, but it's RJ Barrett that ignites transition. Barrett has been one of the better slashers in the entire NBA, and that is completely true this season as well. He's been improved at the rim, and he's been elite from floater range, shooting around 56%. He's opting for less long mid-range shots, which has overall helped out his efficiency. But of course, like Barnes, RJ Barrett's game is in transition. He leads this elite transition team, scoring over 6 points per game, which is around 13th in the entire NBA. Also, to throw in, what RJ Barrett is doing this year is on a career high true shooting percentage, and it's also on a career low of his turnovers, just showing that he has become an incredibly efficient player this year. A sprained knee will take Barrett out for some time, but that is going to allow for the Raptors' depth to shine. Rhyming accidentally, you should subscribe for that. Rounding out the starters is Jakob Poeltl and Immanuel Quickley, and to be honest, these guys just aren't getting the attention that they deserve. Poeltl is one of the most underrated centers in the NBA. He's currently averaging around 11, 8, and 2, while having the 3rd best field goal percentage in the entire league. Not only does he provide solid scoring and defense, I would also argue that he is one of the better passing centers in the NBA, and I would argue that passing from the center position is one of the most underrated skill sets, yet it's one of the most necessary skill sets for successful teams in the league. And starting at the point guard position is one of the most prolific passers in the NBA, Immanuel Quickley. Quickley has been pretty good in this season so far, as he averages around 15, 6, and 5 on pretty solid shooting splits. But it's his passing and playmaking that puts him amongst the league's best. Quickley currently has the 8th highest assist to turnover ratio in the entire league, with his 6 assists per game coming at just 1.5 turnovers per game. And let's mention the bench and the depth of this team as well, because like I said, Toronto is 2nd in bench net rating in the entire league, and starting off with their bench is somebody who plays relatively similar to Quickley, and that is Jamal Shead. Shead has the 2nd best assist to turnover ratio in the NBA, and with his volume, he effectively has the best ratio in the entire NBA. 35% of possessions with him end in an assist, which is absolutely insane. It clearly has an impact on this team when you look at the fact that Toronto has the 2nd best turnover ratio in the NBA, and just to throw in there, Shead makes the Raptors offense better by about 6 points per 100 possessions while shooting 40% from 3. And just because I can't really pronounce his name very well, and I really suck at pronouncing names if you've watched this channel before, but Mamu is one of the most underrated backup players in the NBA. He has a huge impact during his time, as he's currently averaging around 10, 4, and 2, but he's also taken a huge leap from 3, making about 1 3 per game while shooting 43%. His advanced stats are more than solid, and he makes the Raptors defense 12 points better when he's on the court. Going alongside him, rookie Colin Murray-Boyles, he is shooting the ball better than expected coming out of college, and he's put up some pretty solid minutes in a limited amount of time. 2nd-year player Jacoby Walter is a great energy and hustle guy. His stats are down a little bit, but he is shooting 43% from 3 while being a positive defender, giving that 3-and-D presence. He's hardly played this year, but with RJ Barrett being injured, I do think he might get some more minutes, but Jamison Battle has shown an improvement in his per 36 and in his advanced stats. Battle isn't the most consistent rotational player just in terms of minutes he gets, however, he also shoots 42% from 3 on his career, so that could always be something that helps out the Raptors. And with the best parts of the Raptors bench, I also have to talk about one that has been disappointing, and the Dick has been disappointing this year. Grady Dick's stats and efficiency have dropped from last year, which does suck to see because I really thought it could have been a breakout season for him. Unfortunately, he did have a hard fall against the Pacers yesterday, and he may have to miss more time, but I really hope he can turn it around when he gets back. Looking at this roster, if we take away a very old Garrett Temple who barely plays, the average age of the Toronto Raptors is only 24.5 years old. This actually makes them the 5th youngest roster in the entire NBA. So whatever you have to say about the Raptors, just know that they're doing this as one of the most inexperienced teams in the league. Toronto is a playoff level team that has established an identity. They have star firepower, they have depth, they have defense with one of the most impactful coaches in the league. All of this is a recipe for playoff success and just overall sustainability. While the 2 injuries might be a little bit concerning, this is also going to be a test for the rest of the roster, and it's going to be an opportunity for young pieces to step up. In a single season, the Raptors went from a 30-win team to a contender in the Eastern Conference. Not only are they one of the hottest teams in the NBA, not only are they one of the best teams in the NBA, they are one of the youngest teams in the NBA, meaning that whatever success they have this year, it might just get better going forward. That is it for this one. If you liked the video, you know what to do, and I will catch you guys all next time.